All right. So, welcome in. I'm Ice Cold Snake, and I'm going to be doing a. All right. So, this is Siegebreaker's conquest match against Killbox on Brenner Pass. Looks like Siegebreaker is the Russians starting on the Foxtrot side, and Killbox is the Europeans starting on the Alpha side. Siegebreaker, you're starting with an engineer, a transport, and an engineer. So what I can assume is you're going to probably take one engineer and have them grab Foxtrot. Then you're going to take the transport of the other engineer and maybe take them either to Lima or to Delta. Maybe you'll go all the way to Sierra. But then your fourth unit, I don't know what you're planning on deploying with that fourth unit, but it's either going to be a rifleman that you run to Delta or to Sierra, whichever direction you're not going to. It's either Delta or Lima with that, or that fourth unit is something that you're going to do something with, and it looks like you deploy a gunship here. So this is where, like, right off the bat already, I feel like you might not be thinking about what unit you're deploying and what you're going to get out of having that unit on the battlefield. Because, like, right now you could have, instead of this gunship, you could have a rifleman deploying that is grabbing Delta, or better yet, you could have already had one of your first three units be a rifleman and getting them walking to Delta, and then having an engineer come in and secure Foxtrot on the back end while that one is going. I do like this, though. You're actually taking the gunship and you're scouting out what they're doing. The moment you're here and you see that, like, he's not coming, you know he's coming from the Sierra side. So that's actually really solid. So, I kind of take it back. That was a pretty good idea. But now he's not going that way. You need to start, like, thinking about, okay, if he's going to go Sierra side and he's going strong Sierra, which you can tell he's going strong Sierra because he's got nothing coming down this hill. You either need to be ready to defend from the Sierra side, or you need to be getting ready to move down to the Delta side. And now your gunship really isn't doing anything because you've already scouted out that corner. You can bring that gunship back around to the Lima side, or just get it even closer up there so that way you're still scouting. But I think what you're doing is you're kind of hiding it behind the mountain so he can't see that you have the gunship, which is also, like, a pretty decent idea. But now what are you going to do with your engineer on Foxtrot? Like, what? You're just going to put them in the building and they're just going to sit back in the back doing nothing for the rest of the match? That's kind of like how I think about things, is like, not only, like, are you worried about them capturing an uplink, but you got to be thinking about what they're going to do next. So you see a transport and you see a tank coming at you. He's got infantry that just secured Sierra. You don't have to worry about that. You could just leave your engineer there, but your gunship should already be moving back to support you. And if he wants to do this with this much armor, again, this is like, this is where you should have had a rifleman out getting to Delta. He just sent so much armor to that side of the map, and he has no way of protecting his other side or doing anything with it. And he can't even move in on you. So, like, he put all this armor up to, like, take an offensive stance against you, and he can't even take an offensive stance against you. Where are your transports going? Why are your transports driving up to his tanks? What are you doing? I guess you're going to run him out and push him down to maybe you can get him to red. But you're going to lose one yourself. Like, with your transport here, you might as well just, like, pick up your engineer and drive him to Zulu. Like, go down and get another uplink. Because right now you've got 2 uplinks and he's got 3. He's got the advantage on you. And you're kind of just letting him, because you've deployed 2 force recons now and you've spent 6 command points to do that. And you don't have a way to go get more uplinks and get more command points out. So he's got a massive advantage on you. He's got 12 command points he can do with whatever he wants from those 3 uplinks. You only deployed a command vehicle and 2 force recons. You don't have any control over them. You just lost a transport because you sent your transport all the way up there and ran right into his tanks. And your force recon didn't even go all the way up to Sierra. It just stopped there. Is that a rifleman? Yeah, it must be a rifleman your gunships are shooting at. They'll do something against them, but there won't be a whole lot. Looks like he sent a force recon as well. Why are you guys using force recon level 1 anyway? Like, get electronic warfare level 1. It's a way better use of 3 command points. Get level 1 electronic warfare. Because, like, in that moment there, if you didn't have force recon, if you had electronic warfare instead, and you just sent your gunship into take out that tank and that transport that were there, you could have had your gunship attacking the transport or attacking the tank, and then dropped electronic warfare like right as you got there, as your gunship got there, so it drops their shields, and it would have dropped his transport's shields, and would have made them ineffective against hitting your gunship, and you could from there actually take out his tank just unimpeded. But now you've got like no control over the map at all. And your gunship just went down because it looks like I think you left them attacking and they moved close to an engineer that was on Bravo. Like, this guy's got you in a chokehold already. It's like, so you had a really good idea off the bat, getting your gunship into a place where it could scout. I liked that. I liked that you had that plan. You didn't think one step ahead to say, what is my opponent doing and what advantage can I take from him doing that? Instead, you kind of just grabbed the uplinks near you, got level 1 force recon, and then sent out a fast attack vehicle and a infantry unit. And the infantry unit that's in there, you can't secure uplinks with it. And it looks like you guys are just content to kind of throw force recon at each other. You just got a rifleman down. That's good. And then you have a tank, but you're gonna need to keep the tank alive if he's got gunships. Ooh, looks like he got airstruck. I mean, he's airstriking your infantry while they're in cover. It's not gonna do a whole lot. I wouldn't be too worried about that. With your command vehicle, if you tell it to if you with your command vehicle selected, if you click on your tank, your guard brigade will follow your tank, and that can give you that anti-air that you might want. But like, you have a tank out, what are you gonna do with the tank? Because right now it looks like you're just kind of gearing up to go after Sierra, but you're only going after Sierra with a tank and a rifleman. So like, you don't have 2/3 of the combat chain. You don't have the command points to do anything. And this is where like force recon and mission supports is a really big bait, like early on, especially for like newer players or people that don't have, you know, the hundreds of hours, or I probably have thousands of hours in this game, but people who don't have that level of like competitive experience, you maybe don't realize the value of just having units on the field. So if you hadn't sent those two force recons right off the bat at the beginning of the match, you waited 2 more command points, you could have had another tank and a transport, or you could have had a transport, a tank, a gunship. You would have had the whole combat chain, and you could actually go out there and like go after him. But now he's able to like reinforce, because like, look at Sierra right now. He's got a tank, he's got a transport, he's got an engineer there. We know there's an engineer because there's the white circle around the uplink. So even if you try to go after him, he's got the most defensible position possible. The only thing he's missing is a gunship, but he doesn't need it. And he's got airstrikes, so he's got you by the balls. And this is where like maybe one of your best options right here is actually nuking Sierra, because he's got 3 units there, 4 units there, it looks like. And if you have a rifleman that's kind of like gonna sneak their way to Sierra from there, you could do that. But like right now, you're just kind of out in the open walking at him. So your gunship's down now. Your tank's gonna come in and go down. He's got a rifleman and an engineer there. Maybe even 2 engineers, but he's got 2 infantry there. He's got a tank and a transport. Like you aren't gonna get anything out of this. Your riflemen are just gonna get taken down next because they're gonna get focus fired. And yeah, this match is over. This match was over the moment you sent those 2 Force Recon level 1s to Sierra when that tank and that transport were there. And it looks like you're nuking Sierra. You're gonna kill your own units. Oh, you unit killed his engineer for sure. Oh yeah. See, you're gonna try to go after Sierra now. But he knows you're there. And he's got WMD. So if I were your opponent now that you've nuked Sierra, the first thing I'd be doing is just running to Zulu. Because now he's got control. He's already pushed DEFCON. He should have already been on Zulu. I mean, he gave you way too much time to do anything here. And you're trying to unit kill his engineers rather than taking the uplink. Yeah, it's... And you're spending... Stop spending on Force Recon, dude. Like, just deploy a unit. Deploy a transport and a rifleman. You could have deployed a transport and a rifleman for the 4 command points you just had. And then you could have gone somewhere and done something with them. Like, you could have taken a transport and a rifleman to Delta to go try to secure it. Oh, he nuked Lima. Oh, he just messed up so bad. Like, your opponent's making mistakes too. I'm not just trying to jump on you. Like, he just dropped a WMD on Lima, which does absolutely nothing for him. It wasn't upgraded to something that was really giving you an advantage. You had 1 engineer on it, and that was it. Like, if I were him, he should have been WMDing Sierra to stop you from being able to secure it so that timer... Oh, he didn't even have the timer because he hasn't taken Zulu yet. This is where, like, you're both making mistakes. But yeah, like... For 4 command points, you could have had a transport and a rifleman, and you could have been heading to Delta to secure it, or you could have been taking them to Zulu. Please tell me you deploy something here. Don't fucking Force Recon, dude. Like, at this point, DEFCON's already pushed. Both nukes are out. It only costs 2 command points per unit. You're about to have 6 command points. You could have a transport, a rifleman, and a gunship, and you already have a tank out there. Like, don't make your infantry just have to walk everywhere. You're in the zone now of a conquest where it's about securing the uplinks and taking advantages. This is just, it's just playing so slow. And I'm looking at the timer now, and it's 13 minutes into this game, and somehow this match runs 40 minutes. Like, this match should be over in about like 6 or 7 minutes from now. Just from now, it should be about 6 or 7 minutes. So the fact that you guys let this run for another 25 is insane. Insane. And it's probably because you're just throwing Force Recons at each other. So I'm just gonna jump ahead because there's no way I'm watching all 40 minutes of this. All right, looks like your opponent took Zulu at some point, so let's kind of jump back and see what happened here. Also, I like that you're listening to Trust by Megadeth. Fucking love that song. Yeah, can't hate on that. You have 1 artillery out here. Okay, so you have 1 artillery like in front of Zulu. You have nothing else around it supporting it. Maybe you have an engineer nearby? Not really. You got a rifleman getting killed by a tank over here, but he's got no transports. So, like, you don't even have a gunship out. You have 8 command points you're sitting on. Like, deploy 2 gunships. Your opponent doesn't have electronic warfare. He has airstrikes. Deploy 2 gunships and just have 2 gunships rolling around everywhere, like around the map at the same time. If he wants to bring a tank out, he's going to have to bring a transport with it. And then you just fucking kill the tank off. Like, and even if he has a transport there, a transport can't stop your 2 gunships from killing off his 1 tank. And that, like, opens you up to then have your own tanks or transports kind of moving around. You see what I'm saying? Like, but right now you've just got like 1 tank and you've deployed 2 more tanks. Like, you should have got two gunships going. You already saw he had tanks. All right, so I'm just gonna jump ahead. He took Zulu. You guys are still sitting in here for another 20, almost 20 minutes. This is insane. Because neither of you have DEFCON pushed. And your opponent has to push hard to go after Sierra. And it looks like that's what he's doing. That's the only way your opponent gets DEFCON. Oh, it looks like you're out of reserves. So you deployed... Wait, you're out of reserves. You deployed... You had 13 reserves last time I saw. So you just deployed a bunch of tanks and riflemen? No transports? I mean, your opponent's not doing gunships, so like maybe that's why you don't think you need transports, but you just have riflemen walking. All right, so you're trying to walk up to Delta to take it. You got some tanks with you. Oh, looks like he did take Sierra. So let's jump back. Let's find that. All right, so that big push he did on Sierra, he's taking it. Okay. He took Sierra. You're in a defeat timer, 4 minutes 30 seconds. You've got a tank or two. Can't tell right now. Coming into Delta, you got 2 tanks coming into Delta to try to like clear it out so your rifleman can get going. That's good. But there's his gunship. You never got a transport down there, so hopefully your fast attack vehicles can be the ones to save you. Looks like they were enough to kind of push him off of you. But now he can just push up from Zulu. He can go right past Zulu, go right to Lima. And you've got nothing to stop him. And you've got nothing that you can do because you don't have any... Really, you don't have any units on the battlefield. And he's got airstrikes. He's got the better mission support. For this late in the game, he's got the better mission support. That simple. And you don't have any way to deal with his tanks that are out there because you have no gunships. You have no way to deal with his transports because you have no tanks. You can nuke. That's a good WMD. It's going to hit 3 units. That's actually not bad. But now you've got to think, like, where can you go from there? Like, take Unit 1 and start running a Zulu. It's your best plan. Worst that happens is he nukes Zulu as you get there. But he's still deploying units, so yeah. Kind of wonder how this match ends because it still takes another 8 minutes. No way you win this match. No way you won this match. Goodness, your opponent made somehow worse mistakes than you did. If you won this match, oh my goodness, you won this match. Yeah, you won this match. Wow. Killbox, if you're listening, I hope you listened to everything I said and realized how you lost this match. Your Siegebreaker didn't win this match. Killbox, you lost this match because you didn't push any of your advantages. Wow. I mean, I'm fine with you sitting back and using airstrikes right now because that's all you've really got to do is just stop him from being able to capture things, but Killbox. When he was at Delta with his 2 tanks and infantry going to secure it and taking it over, and you had all the guys at Zulu, just let him deal with whatever he wants to do at Delta, because you had Sierra and Zulu. Just push from Zulu up to Lima, reinforce it with the guys from Sierra, make sure you get it, and then at that point, like, you know that everyone's low on reserves. You could push all the way into Foxtrot with that big force that you had. Or at least you could have, like, forced him... Like, I don't even. I like. I'm running out of things to say here because it's just you had like you both had advantages in this, but you both made terrible mistakes. Um, and I'm just gonna call it there. Just gonna call it there. So that was a match that was won by Siegebreaker on Brenner Pass. I have to jump back to. Let's just jump back to here. Killbox, if you're watching, like right now, not even there. Just like here, once his gunship went down, trying to stop you at Delta. Like I know you don't know what units he has out, but like you also need to count. Like he sent out 2 Force Recons at this point. It's like Killbox, you should recognize he sent out 2 Force Recons. That's 6 command points. He captured 2 uplinks, so that's 6 of his. That's 6 of the 8 that he got from capturing those uplinks. For him to deploy another unit, that'd be 12. Like, do the math, like really quick on like how much more command points or units could he have on the battlefield? At that point, you know that you already have an advantage because you have 1 more uplink than him. Because at that point you had Alpha, Bravo, Delta, and well, actually, this is when DEFCON was pushed because you pushed DEFCON so early. Like I'm not even considering it. You pushed DEFCON early. You had an extra 4 command points at this point with DEFCON hit. And when we're in DEFCON, it's only 2 command points per unit. Like, just get your units out and go after Zulu. Get your units out and start pushing in towards Lima. One really good way you can do things is like take a transport of riflemen and get them to Zulu, and then have a rifleman that's just walking to Zulu. So that way, if your opponent nukes Zulu while you're trying to secure it and push DEFCON again, your riflemen are already like reinforcing slowly behind. So after that nuke clears, they can just kind of walk in and start securing it, and then he has no way to stop you. But yeah, you guys are just throwing mission supports and force recons out at each other way too much, and not using your units in ways that let you control areas of the map and push towards a conquest victory, which is, securing the uplinks, defending them, and driving your advantages to keep your opponent from getting more command points. Because that's really all it comes down to is Siegebreaker had two uplinks he secured this whole game, really. So that was, he only got 8 command points off of those secures, and Killbox, you secured 4 uplinks, which means you had 16 command points, which should have been 4 units versus 2 units. And which one's bigger than that? Which one's bigger than the other? And then you take that 4 and that 2, or that 4 and that, or that 8 and that 16, and then you say, well, I'm in DEFCON now, so they only cost 2 units, so you could have pushed the advantage even stronger. Yeah, it's just a little sad to see. Like, you guys get more combat chains out there. Get your tank, your transport, and your gunship. Like, get all of that out there, so that way your opponent has to match it, and even to have a chance of beating you. And that's about it.